Dodder. A plant with no roots, no leaves, and no chlorophyll should not be able to survive. Dodder does. Dodder grows across the United States in fields, gardens, and roadsides as tangled orange or yellow threads wrapped around host plants. A seedling germinates in soil and rotates as it grows, detecting chemical compounds released by nearby plants. If it fails to find a host within days, it dies. When it reaches one, it coils around the stem and drives structures called haustoria directly into the host's vascular tissue. Through those connections, it pulls water, sugars, and nutrients continuously. Then it severs its own roots from the soil entirely. It no longer needs the ground. One dodder plant can bridge between multiple hosts simultaneously. In agricultural fields, it spreads plant to plant across entire rows. It has been documented transmitting viruses between hosts through the same connections it uses to steal food. Dodder matters because it represents the most complete abandonment of independent plant life in the botanical record. It gave up photosynthesis, roots, and soil. It kept only the ability to find something else and take what that something else produces. Witchweed. In the cornfields of North and South Carolina, there is a weed that destroys crops before it breaks through the soil. Witchweed arrived in the United States in the 1950s and has been under active federal quarantine since 1956. Its seeds germinate only when they detect strigolactones, chemicals released by the roots of corn, sorghum, and rice. When a corn root grows within millimeters, witchweed germinates and attaches by haustoria before either plant has broken the surface. By the time its small pink flowers appear above ground, it has already been draining the host for weeks. A corn plant infected by witchweed shows no visible symptoms until the damage is severe. The first sign is yield loss. By then, the witchweed has already flowered and produced up to 100,000 seeds per plant. Those seeds remain viable in the soil for 20 years. In Africa, it destroys an estimated 40% of all cereal crops in affected regions annually. In America, the federal quarantine has held it to the Carolinas. The eradication program is still active. The plant is still in the soil. Mistletoe. Most people encounter mistletoe as a Christmas decoration. The trees it grows on encounter it differently. American mistletoe grows across the eastern and southern United States. It is a hemoparasite. It photosynthesizes but supplements its nutrition by driving root-like sinkers into host tree branches, tapping the vascular system that carries water and minerals through the tree. A single clump draws continuously from whatever branch it occupies. Multiple clumps compound the drain. In drought conditions, established mistletoe can push affected branches past their tolerance. They die. Dwarf mistletoe, found across western U.S. conifer forests, is more aggressive. It is the most economically destructive parasitic plant in North American forests, causing significant timber losses annually in California, Oregon, Washington, and the Rockies. Unlike its eastern relative, it launches seeds explosively at up to 60 miles per hour onto adjacent host trees. Mistletoe matters because it is simultaneously a keystone species supporting dozens of bird and mammal species and a persistent drain on the trees. Depends on. It cannot exist without them. It never stops taking from them. Broomrape. This plant has no green parts, no leaves, no chlorophyll. It lives entirely underground until it flowers, and when it flowers, it is already too late for the plants it feeds on. Broomrape, Orobanche, grows as a serious agricultural pest across the western United States, attacking sunflower, carrot, tomato, and clover. Its seeds cannot germinate on their own. They wait in the soil, sometimes for decades, until a specific chemical signal arrives from a compatible host root. Then they germinate, attach by haustoria underground, and build mass before producing any above-ground structure. By the time a flowering stem emerges, the host has already been drained. The broomrape flowers, produces thousands of seeds, and dies. The seeds it left behind may not germinate for 20 years, waiting for the next generation of susceptible plants. There is no effective large-scale chemical control that eliminates broomrape without damaging host crops. Its strategy is patience. It does not need to win every season. It only needs to wait. Rafflesia. In the rainforests of Southeast Asia, this plant exists for most of its life as nothing visible at all. Rafflesia has no roots, no stem, no leaves, and no chlorophyll. Its entire vegetative body consists of microscopic filaments threaded through the tissue of its host vine. For months or years, nothing external signals its presence. Then, a bud pushes through the host's bark and grows slowly into the largest individual. Flower on earth, over 3 feet across, weighing up to 20 pounds, with thick mottled petals surrounding a central reproductive cup. The flower releases a rotting meat odor to attract carrion flies. The bloom lasts only a few days before it collapses. The plant returns to invisibility inside the vine. Rafflesia cannot be cultivated. It cannot survive without its specific host vine in its specific forest. Everything it is depends entirely on another plant, providing everything it needs. Indian pipe. In the forests of the eastern United States, this plant grows in deep shade where almost nothing else survives. It is entirely white, not from disease, from the complete absence of chlorophyll. Indian pipe is a mycoheterotroph. It does not parasitize other plants directly. It parasitizes fungi, specifically the mycorrhizal networks that connect tree roots to the soil, exchanging minerals for carbon. The tree feeds the fungus. The Indian pipe hijacks the fungal network and extracts the carbon the fungus received from the tree. It gives nothing back to either. A forest floor with Indian pipe indicates a rich, intact mycorrhizal network. The plant can only exist where the fungal infrastructure is healthy enough to support it. It is a parasite that thrives only where its host system is functioning well. Indian pipe matters because it shows that plant parasitism does not always require direct contact with a host. Sometimes it requires only finding the right network, inserting at the right point, and taking what flows through. Yellow rattle. This plant is being used deliberately by conservation managers across the United States to destroy grass without chemicals, simply by growing in it. Yellow rattle is a hemoparasitic annual that attaches haustoria to the roots of surrounding grasses and draws water and minerals from them, while still photosynthesizing its own food. Its effect on grass is measurable. Meadows with established yellow rattle show significant reductions in grass density within a few seasons, creating gaps where wildflowers can establish. Conservation organizations, including the Xerces Society, recommend it specifically as a biological tool for opening up grass-dominated fields to diverse plant communities. It is seeded intentionally into restoration sites across the country. Farmers historically listened for the rattle of seeds in the dried pods as a warning that their hayfield had been invaded. Conservation managers now listen for the same sound as confirmation that their restoration is working. Yellow rattle matters because it is the only parasitic plant being used at scale as an ecological engineer. Giant dodder. Where common dodder targets garden plants and field crops, giant dodder targets trees. Cuscuta reflexa. Native to Asia and established in parts of California and the American South, produces stems thick enough to climb and engulf large shrubs and small trees. It operates by the same haustorial mechanism as its smaller relative, penetrating host vascular tissue and extracting water and nutrients continuously, but at a scale that can kill established woody plants within a single growing season. In its native range in South and Southeast Asia, it climbs tea plants, citrus, and teak trees, causing documented economic losses in plantation agriculture. In the United States, it has been recorded on native shrubs and ornamental trees in California and Florida, where it grows faster than the species it attacks can compensate. Like common dodder, it produces no photosynthesis, has no functional roots once established, and is controlled almost entirely by chemical or mechanical removal. Every segment of severed stem that retains contact with a host can regenerate. Removing it without removing every piece is not enough. Giant dodder matters because it shows that the dodder strategy, total dependence on another plant, complete abandonment of independent nutrition, scales up. The same mechanism that destroys a tomato plant can climb a tree. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you already know what to do.